Eagles Jay Ajayi trade means for fantasy. The NFL trade deadline madness has some more fantasy football fallout. The Miami Dolphins dealt veteran running back Jay Ajayi to the Philadelphia Eagles, who get a third-year runner struggling a season removed from the 1,272-yard season. What does it all mean for fantasy owners? Let's break down the Eagles running back situation one by one, followed by that of the Miami Dolphins. If you were an owner who took him with a high pick and has been tearing your hair out watching him put up pedestrian numbers most of the year, congratulations. This move should do nothing but boost his value going forward. Miami's offensive line has been abysmal this season, and the Eagles have run for the fifth most yards per game in the NFL. Assuming Ajayi adjusts quickly to his new home, he should become more of the focal point of an offense than was missing a dynamic three-down RB. The only problem is there are a bunch of mouths to feed in Philadelphia's backfield. We'll get to that in a second, but I can't imagine the Eagles acquired Ajayi just to be a part of a three-man committee that will split things evenly. His floor is a mid to high-level RB2 with a ceiling of RB1 status again. The big dude was supposed to score more than 2 touchdowns this year as the battering ram in the Eagles' offense, but alas. Now, he'll go from the guy who you could depend on for about 40 to 60 yards and a shot at a touchdown in a good matchup to a full-on TD-dependent running back. The yards, which were a risky proposition to begin with, will probably go down and his opportunities in the red zone will dry up a bit. That doesn't mean you should drop him, but his value takes a big hit. You still need to roster him in case Ajayi can't stay healthy. After missing 2 games due to injury, the fantasy community had high hopes for a big game against the 49ers' porous defense. He ended up with exactly 1 carry for 5 yards and 1 catch for 9. Ugh. I'd say he's droppable at this point, although as I said above with Blunt, if Ajayi gets hurt, you might want to come back to him. Nice game on Sunday, 10 carries, 54 yards, but you weren't going to pick him up even if Ajayi wasn't a factor. Photo by Kevin C. Cox, Getty Images. Here's the guy who was behind Ajayi on the Dolphins depth chart. But let's remember that if a player like Ajayi struggled behind that offensive line, Williams probably can't do much better. He'll catch some passes, which should give him slightly more value than. Photo by Clive Rouse, Getty Images. I think this ends up being a 50-50 split, but the former Alabama back might be the RB who gets early down work. As you probably can tell, I'm not all that excited about either option.